It was the longest day of the year.
It was the hottest day of the year.
And it was a day I would complete my 300th different parkrun course. And having been brought up in the East Riding of Yorkshire, we decided that the venue for this occasion would be Withernsea Promenade Parkrun. We've had our eyes on this event for a while, and today was the perfect day to make our way to the Yorkshire coast.
I love a parkrun with sea views.
As do many people, because out of 96 parkrunners today, over half were first timers at Withernsea Promenade. And what better way to start my 300th different parkrun course with my watch not working? You can see me frantically pressing it. And then in my second battle with technology, I just wanted to check the camera was still rolling. So I'm about to take it out of the cap, just past dawn there, take it out of the cap and drop it on the floor. Have to stop, go back, pick it up, get running again. So hopefully there'll be no more disasters along the Withernsea Promenade. So although we've had two mishaps in the first 100 yards, one mishap we shouldn't have on this course is getting lost. As you can see, it's an out and a back to near where you started, and an out again and back to where you started, and guess what, for the third lap it's out and then just back to where you started. So it's a 3-lapper up and down the Withernsea Prom. Isn't the North Sea looking fine to our left today, glistening as the runners make their way southwards towards the lifeboat station you can see up ahead. The first lifeboat station there had been in Withernsea, had been opened in 1862 due to the large amount of shipping going in and out of the River Humber. This particular building was opened in 1974. Now in the parkrun at this point you have to take a shimmy to the right. You then have to be careful not to run into the bollard. They've put a marshal bib over one, and then there's a short climb and you take another shimmy to the left. Now usually these promenade parkruns are pretty quick, but given the heat of the day, personally my legs have been feeling quite heavy all week. I DNF'd to 10k last week. I'm just not feeling it today. I'm struggling to get under 7-minute miling at the minute, but hey, it's just a parkrun. Let's have a good hard effort, a tempo training run, and enjoy, as you can see to the left, that glistening blue North Sea. What a lovely way to spend a Saturday morning. This part of the course, as you can see, there are flagstones. It's flat, it's a good hard surface, and you can build up a little bit of momentum. In a little while we'll go off this section, and then there's a small grass part of the course where you go to the far end, the south part of the course, and you then turn around a cone to come back up. Although this particular part of the promenade is reasonably narrow, given the numbers Withernsea pulls in, there's never any congestion. It's actually quite nice on the several out and back parkruns because you see fellow parkrunners on several occasions. So this is event number 45 at Withernsea. Having spoken to some of the volunteers afterwards, this event has taken place in driving winds coming off the sea, in snow. They've had to cancel it on occasions. So I think today must be some of the most glorious conditions they've had for this parkrun. So yeah, just past this bench, you take a little right, and then there's probably about 200 yards on this grass. It's obviously quite dry given the weather we've been having. A little bit thick underfoot. I'm having to sort of be reminded of cross-country courses. Just about to pass the first lady here. I think she was the eventual winner of the women's race. So yeah, we're going towards the far end of the course presently. In terms of how potentially quick this parkrun is, it's 456 on Tim Gross's list on Power of 10, so in the bottom half of quick parkruns. The course records: Gareth Cook 16:19, Erin O'Well from Barnsley, and then Rochelle Ramsden for the females on 18:02. I'll have a talk about mine and Dawn's particular targets in a minute, but yeah, far end of the course coming up. Marshall there, thank you very much, volunteering sir. Round the cone and then back again. So yeah, I was hoping for a sub 20, but really the way I'm feeling and looking at my watch, the way the pace is going, it's not happening. There's Dawn just passing on the left there. Interesting bit of the course here. This also slows you down a bit. You take a right and then another 90-degree turn to the left, and then you are back on the promenade, going back to where you started. So kilometre 1 for me in 4:18. I don't think that sub 20 is happening today, so let's just try and race as many people as possible and finish as high up as we can. I think I'm in about 5th or 6th place at present. Runner here, I'm fairly confident I'll pick off soon, so a top 5 placing would be good. A top 3 would be excellent. I've not been top 3 for ages. So yeah, just moving through now. You can see all the runners coming back down on the other side of the course, just entering the grass section. Now, speaking to a local, they said the wind normally comes sort of from the southeast, so I've got it behind us now. It is getting very, very warm. I'm running in a vest, which is unusual for me. And when you come back down, where these runners are coming opposite direction, there's a slight little headwind today, but nothing to write home about. But yeah, I have heard that it has been very windy on occasions, as you expect with these seafront courses. Now, going back to the mini disaster I had at the beginning with my watch not starting on time and then dropping the camera and having to stop to pick it up, that is nothing as compared to the disasters that have fallen on Withernsea Pier. So here is the entrance to the pier, some footage I took. And here's some drone footage of the pier, and the first thing you'll notice is there is no pier, and there are several good reasons for that. So the pier was originally opened in 1877. Unfortunately, it wasn't to last very long in this condition. A series of ships banging into it, a series of storms meant that it got chipped away. You can see a great section being gouged out the middle here by a ship banging into it. You can see here by the late 1800s it's considerably shorter than its original length. So just break off from the history of the pier. Yeah, this is the shimmy back behind the back of the lifeboat station. Well, you should be going left of that bollard. It doesn't matter at this point, but as the run carries on and as people going in either direction, you do need to take care there. So yeah, just overtaking another runner here, and I think that puts me into 4th position now. So to finish the story of the pier, a few years later, looking in a very, very sad state there, hardly worth having at all, and so it eventually decided that it wouldn't be worth having at all, and it was dismantled. But the towers are being kept as an iconic landmark in the town of Withernsea. We're heading up now to the point where we started the parkrun, where we're going to do another U-turn. So in all on this course, there are 5 U-turns. There's that little right-handed shimmy, the double right-handed one, just coming off the grass that I showed you earlier that you have to do 3 times. You got a little chicane behind the lifeboat station, which you have to do 3 times on the way out, 3 times on the way back, so 6 in all. You can just see the leaders starting to come back in the other direction. That's 1. And number 2, I think we'll see another one in a minute, a fella there, yeah, in black. So that's number 3. Actually, there's number 4, so I'm in 5th at the minute, not 4th. Some music playing. And we go around the cone, and so yeah, 5th place, and we've completed 1 full lap of Withernsea Parkrun. So yeah, any time target for me has gone out the window, but Dawn is also running today. She has a time target in mind. We looked up the female 60 record, so it was about 23:35, so thought that even on tired legs for her, that is reasonably doable. There she is, just passing on the left there, and then we continue our way southwards on lap 2 of Withernsea Promenade Parkrun. Coming down to Lifeboat Station on lap 2, you can see runners coming the other way. I think as I go through it here, there aren't any runners coming in the opposite direction. Lady in a mobility scooter, remember this is a public promenade, so just go around her and then carry on to the far end of the course. Through kilometre 2 in 4:07, you can see we're sped up. It's amazing what not dropping your camera on the floor and having to stop to pick it up can do for you. So yeah, watching out a few bollards here, but as I say, this was the highest attendance on this particular parkrun since April the 20th, I think. So generally, attendances are in the 50s and 60s, but if you get a splendid day like this, then people will flock to the coast. We spoke to a few people, including Nicola Forward of the With Me Now podcast, who have been waiting for a day such as this to tick off Withernsea Promenade Parkrun. At the last turn, I was in 5th position. I have a feeling I'm about to go into 4th position, overtaking this fella here. And then I think for the rest of the parkrun, that is where I will stay. 3rd place was occasionally possibly gettable too, but I didn't have the legs to up the energy today. So yeah, just moving to 4th, just off the podium, but happy to stay there and execute a good tempo run in such lovely conditions. Heading down for the turnaround point now. So Withernsea now is a bustling seaside town on the East Yorkshire coast. But had you come here in 1851, you would have come across a tiny seaside village with 109 inhabitants and just 1 shop. So it was really during the second half of the 19th century that Withernsea developed. And there's one principal reason for that, and that is the railway. Yeah, the opening of the Hull and Holderness line helped Withernsea turn a corner. just as about to wait to turn in a bend here. See what I did there? Timed that well, didn't I? Yeah, the group of businessmen who built the railway line between Hull and Withernsea, not only was it to take agricultural produce from the East Riding back into Hull and then around the rest of the country and the world, but it was also envisaged that it would be a great idea to take people out of Hull, given the opportunity to come to the seaside. So the seaside resort of Withernsea grew up after the coming of the railway. Dawn on the other side about to come down, must be in the zone because she doesn't notice me.
Yo!
So she's hopefully chasing down that female 60 course record of 23:35 or faster. So where was I? Oh yes, the effect of the railways on Withernsea and the East Riding of Yorkshire. So after this park run, we went and visited every disused station we could find between Withernsea and Hull. That was on the Hull and Holderness line, and we're putting together a video to put on our other channel, Past the Past, where we do walks on disused railways and other places of historical interest. So please subscribe there if that's the sort of thing that interests you. Kilometre 3, a bit slower, that's because it includes the grass section for the second time, also the U-turn and that double right hand. So we can see it's starting to get a little congested around the back of the lifeboat station, but still can pass through smoothly. And now my favourite bit of the course, a long flat bit of hard surface. Just coming up to turnaround point now, and what song from the old hit parade are we going to have? So I can take your 500 miles, Mr. Proclaimers, and I can advance on that because this is my 630th parkrun. So I've worked out that is 1,953 miles. Nice clip of Dawn coming through here. Will she break that female 60 course record? Let's wait till the end of the video to find out. Back of lifeboat station again, a little bit more traffic on this occasion, but nothing to write home about. But if you were here in the 1970s and wanted to write home about something, you might have purchased a lovely postcard like this one. Who else has memories from that era of writing dutiful postcards to aunts and uncles, telling them what a lovely time you're having in insert name of resort, and trying to find some random facts that would be of interest and note to them? On the third and final grass section, you go through the 4th kilometre, another 4:14, maintaining a consistent pace, and then once round to the far end, and then head for home. And as we don't want to miss any of the action of the final part of this parkrun, we take the Insta out the cap, make sure it is still recording. There we go, there's me checking the Insta, yes it's all in place, and reinsert it for the final kilometre. Dawn just about to head down in the opposite direction here, looking strong. She's still got that grass section to go, and I'm on my way home. Final time around the back of the lifeboat station, you can see traffic starting to build up a little bit here. Now I have calculated in my head, because that's the only place I can do calculations in the middle of a parkrun. I can't really use the calculator or pen and paper. I've calculated I'm going to be just inside 21 minutes hopefully, but I'm going to have to put my foot down. I lost a few seconds on the watch at the beginning when I was fiddling around trying to get it to start before I dropped the camera. So have another check of it, John. Hoping dearly I can get under 21 minutes, having originally set off thinking I could get under 20 minutes. Important part of the course is, as you come up to the cone for the third time, don't turn around, you'll end up doing 4 laps, and that is not a parkrun distance. Yeah, just carry on, head another 50 yards or so through the finish line. At this point my camera's about to give out. What great timing is that? My finish time was 20:52, a solid workout I think we'll call it. That was enough for 4th overall, first in my age category. Age grading of 73.64%, which is enough for 5th overall in today's age grading competition. And as for Dawn, time of 23:05, which is enough to take the female 60 to 64 course record. She was 2nd female in today's race, and her age grading of 84.04% was enough to see her win today's age grade competition too. So there we go, 300 different parkrun courses for me, and a lovely place to collect it.
By the sea!
Yeah, a beautiful summer's day, solstice day, on the Yorkshire coast, looking out over the North Sea, or the German Ocean as it used to be called on old maps, or the Dogger Bank. So yeah, not quite as fast as it looks on paper, slowed down by those little kinks in the middle by the lifeboat station. As I said, I came thinking I could run a sub 20 this sort of course, but no, not the legs for it at the minute.
And it was really hot. It was beautiful because going out we had a lovely sea breeze, didn't we? Yeah, which was really nice. Then you turned around to come back, and with the wind behind you, oh my god, did it heat up or what? I felt like I was going to I thought I was going to explode.
So where we're heading towards now, I'll give you a clue. So thank you for joining us for our visit to Withernsea Promenade Parkrun. We hope you've enjoyed the video. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.